The Santa Monica Bay is a huge area to the west of the Los Angeles land basin. In pre-development times, the bay had kelp patches, which were sustainable and healthy. Most of the bay seafloor is silt or sand. Where the substrate was rock, kelp grew. Today, there is little but barren exposed seafloor with occasional new kelp patches, which are inferior to the previous patches, no longer allowing the same level of organism propagation. So, what happened? Soil from the 3 surrounding mountain ranges made a large, flat, sedimentary plain. This plain is populated by 18 million people, within which sits the city of Los Angeles, with a population of 3.8 million. From 1940, the change from a primarily agricultural life to urbanization was rapid and explosively damaging to all of the native habitats. The city's Hyperion sewer plant could not even treat the 1940 population's wastewater, and by the 1980s, it did even less. Noxious smells, a dead fishery with only some worms and mollusks living in the bay, health department beach closures, declining real estate prices, and increased medical problems were regular occurrences. The Federal Clean Water Act was now the law of the land, and the California Coastal Commission had been created by the state. Suits were filed by many parties, which resulted in court orders that ensure that the bay's water meet federal and state water standards. In the 1980s, 25 million pounds of solid waste per month was flushed into the bay. P.U. $1.6 billion was spent in the 1990s on bringing the Hyperion treatment plant to appropriate standards of level 3, tertiary treatment. 20 years later, some kelp patches are starting to grow. Do you think that a lot of pressure was applied to the city fathers? How could they have ignored the death of the Santa Monica Bay for so many years? Was public resistance to taxation a contributing factor? Would the bay have been restored today, 20 years later, without the Clean Water Act?